Hey everyone, Leo Bond here. I'm back again today for the Best Buy Canada plug-in blog, and this time I'm checking out the brand spanking new Parrot Swing Drone, which is kind of a cross between a typical quadcopter drone and a radio-controlled biplane, I guess. In any case, it looks to me an awful lot like a Star Wars X-Wing starfighter. It's actually got two different flight modes. So there's the quad mode, which is primarily used for taking off and landing, and then there's the plane mode, which is great for really fast flying, like racing and whatnot, and also for performing aerial stunts, so acrobatic flight, which this thing can do quite a bit of. So throughout the video, you'll see footage of me test flying the Swing in the park, but unfortunately, on the day I was out there flying it, there was a pretty stiff breeze at times, and it really wreaked havoc with my ability to perform the stunts. So you may see me attempt a few tricks here and there, but the Swing really needs to be in airplane mode in order to pull them off, and the breeze kept wanting to push me upright almost into that quad mode. So to make a long story short, I'm not exactly a champion stunt pilot. Anyway, we're going to take a close-up look at the Swing drone along with some of its accessories in just a minute or two, but first I'm going to just quickly run through a few of the major specs and features of this thing. For example, it is very, very light. It weighs just 2.65 ounces, which is 75 grams, so less than most bags of chips. And its total flight time comes in at around 7 or so minutes, so not overly long, but you can fly at speeds of up to 30 kilometers an hour in that time, so just under 19 miles an hour, and the total range that you're going to get depends on whether you control the Swing drone with the Free Flight Mini app and your smart device, or the included handheld remote control. So if you go the app route, then the range you'll get in this scenario is approximately 20 meters, so standard Bluetooth 4.0 range. And by the way, you're fine with either an iOS or Android-based smart device, just as long as your iOS software is at least version 7 and your Android software is at least version 4.3. However, if you choose to use the included handheld remote, known as the Flypad controller, then you're going to get triple the flight range, so up to 60 full meters to fly around in. And one of the great things about the Flypad controller is that it needs no additional battery aside from what's already built into it, and of course it charges via an included USB cord, as does the Swing drone itself. Now, this drone is intended for users 14 and up, and a number of its flight features are fully automated. For instance, it has auto takeoff and landing, and it also has a few pre-programmed flight patterns for performing those tricks that I was talking about before, and some of the maneuvers that the Swing drone can perform include climbing, descending, front flips, back flips, half spins, and instant half turns. Only don't ask me what most of those look like. Additionally, the Swing drone is pretty much ready to fly right out of the package. You just need to charge up its 550 mAh lithium polymer battery first, which for me took roughly 1 to 2 hours to complete. However, it was difficult to pinpoint the exact time frame for charging because there's an LED light that's supposed to change color to indicate a full charge, and I found that a couple of the times the light didn't change color, yet I essentially had a full charge when I checked, so I'm not too sure what was happening there, but I wouldn't exactly call it an overly big deal. Alright, so I just want to quickly take a close-up look at this thing, and the first thing we're going to do is going to start out with my trusty pin here and do a little bit of a size comparison. So as you can see, not a huge drone, but quite a bit bigger than the Mambo drone, its little cousin that I reviewed last week. And I just want to show these two together because the body type on them is so similar, as you can see, and they both got the nice black and white color scheme. They both got the LED that sort of look like eyes in the front there. So you kind of get the idea. Now, one thing that's worth mentioning about this one is that there's such a large surface area on these styrofoam wings. I think that's one of the reasons why it's so affected by the wind, because of all the area there is to blow around. But you know, this is just styrofoam, and so it's super, super light, so naturally it's going to blow around. But this is not the styrofoam that you're buying a slab of ground beef on. This is actually pretty tough stuff. It is flexible. But I had one accident that I thought for sure something was going to break, and when I ran over to it, there wasn't even a scratch on it. I thought maybe at least I would have busted a prop. But luckily, if I had, they do give you an extra set, so that's nice. Now, let's just take a look at the camera and stuff on the back here. So the camera is just mounted right there. So when you're flying in plane mode,
and that's like this, which is what you want for doing tricks, then you're taking pictures straight out the back. But if you're flying quad mode, then you're taking pictures right at the ground. So kind of interesting there. And of course you've got your battery, little LiPo there from Parrot, and it just goes right in the back here, just like this. And once it's in, of course, you get your little LEDs start to come on and everything like that. So overall, not a bad looking little drone, and very, very light and certainly easy to use. Now let's just take a quick look at the remote, which is called the Flypad controller. And it's basically your standard drone controller. There's just a couple things I want to mention. It's got this removable clip attachment here, just screws in the back, and you can use your smart device with this so that you get kind of the best of both worlds. So you get the visuals of being able to look at the app, and you get to see things like, you know, how much battery power you have left, but you also get the power and range of the Flypad controller here. And of course, these 4 buttons here are just your pre-programmed tricks. So if you are getting a nice sort of breezeless day, you just hit one of them when you're flying along in plane mode, and she'll do the trick. So very, very nice. Lots of other buttons down there as well, but basically standard stuff. And that's pretty much all I wanted to show.
The Parrot Swing Drone is quite easy to operate, which is largely thanks to the fact that it has a variety of stable flight features. For example, it's got a 3-axis gyroscope and a 3-axis accelerometer, along with a number of sensors that all cooperate and work together to make it stable and fun to fly. And that's where I'm going to leave off for today. On the whole, I really liked the Swing Drone, though maybe not quite so much as its cannon-toting cousin, the Parrot Mambo drone, which I just really loved. Still, the Swing is a great little drone, and I think it'll probably go over pretty big amongst hobby drone enthusiasts this season. Of course, its major advantage over the Mambo is the triple the range thing when using the Flypad controller, so 60 meters instead of just 20, which I have to say is a pretty cool feature, so I do recommend it, provided you're okay with its somewhat limited battery life, and the knowledge that with such a large surface area on those super light styrofoam wings, even a slight breeze can really throw it off course. But other than that, it's a great little flyer. Now, if you enjoyed this video and found it useful, please give it a like or a share, and you're certainly welcome to subscribe if you like this sort of content. I mostly focus on toy and tech gadget reviews here, but on any given day, almost anything is possible, truly. So maybe we'll see you the next time. As always, this is Leo Bond signing off and saying thanks everyone for watching, and have an excellent day.